As a student, I have always wanted to draw attention towards certain aspects of college, such as the high prices that must be paid to obtain a better education. The educational system is generally very linear, but doesn't help us to solve problems of daily life after graduation. Culturally, we as individuals and students, national or international, think differently because we were born and raised in different cultures. College should allow us to know other cultures, since this will make us more creative and educated people. You cannot always follow a system. We are all capable of achieving the same in different ways. Diversity helps us to be better. What do students born in the United States think compared to those born in other cultures? Will a person with more experience have the same opinion about the educational system? Should a primary goal of college be to enhance problem solving and thinking skills?
It would be nice if in college we could have that, because none of us are the same and not all of us know how to react to a certain situation.
I certainly think problem solving and advancing good thinking skills should be a part of a college experience. In fact, I think it ought to start a lot sooner than that, but colleges can't count on kids coming to them having already had any training in that area, which is most unfortunate. But I think it should be certainly a part of what you do, because those skills apply no matter what field you're in. It doesn't make any difference what field you're in. If you can't problem solve, then you're not going to be able to do anything more than assembly line working. If you want to be somebody who does advanced work, which college and university aims at usually, then you need to be a real problem solver.
What does college do well in promoting critical thinking and problem solving?
I say that college isn't really doing the best job in promoting critical thinking or problem solving. For the most part, it's just the daily grind, going into class, learning a little bit, and then going home, doing some studying, doing some homework. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. You're not really doing much in the way of learning critical thinking skills or problem solving.
There are some things that colleges do well, there are others not so much. One thing I do like about at least American colleges, which is something I didn't see in Venezuelan colleges, is that they make you take other courses non-related to your major. For example, I'm a music major, but I still have to take English, I still have to take sciences, art classes, things like that. So it does broaden a bit of the critical thinking. It helps you see things a little from a different perspective. But I do think colleges should do more, maybe a class on perspective or maybe even critical thinking.
Generally speaking, I don't think it does a very good job with it. I think it should, but I think the stress for performance in so many areas on people who are teaching doesn't really allow them as much freedom as they should have in doing that. And so there probably should be real specialized courses, maybe stemming out of things like psychology courses or maybe counseling courses that one or two at least should be required, that are about how problem solving can work. What are some really good techniques, some things that have worked for people that are, and really that's where problem solving and creativity really link together too. And so I'd like to see them doing a better job. I don't think most universities are doing a great job with that. I think there are exceptions. I think MIT is doing a brilliant job, but that's because they do hands-on project-based problem solving, where it's fun and it really gets people involved, and I think they're doing as good a job as anybody is at the moment.
Should colleges try to promote creativity or a part of self-understanding and expression?
Yes, colleges should, by all means, strive to improve creativity with their students. That way, they will create more functional individuals on the years to come. It has come to my attention and to the attentions of many in here that usually these type of institutions would much rather not dwell too much into the creativity process and much rather just abide to their curriculum and not really work much on that regard. But I believe that on the long run, if colleges were to improve creativity, not only will we see a brighter future to us all, but also a much more colorful one.
Yes, the university level should promote creativity among the students, most definitely, for them to be successful.
Oh, that is definitely a yes. Colleges should help to expand our creativity. Sometimes I feel that society tries to mold us to what they want, but I believe as a society, as a world, we could advance more and understand each other if we learn to accept our creativeness and ourselves. We can appreciate more who we are and be even a bit less self-conscious.
Everybody has the potential for creativity, and to not be utilizing that is to not be having a full, really good human experience.
How can we reduce the prices of college? Should college be provided free for those wanting higher education? Why? Why not?
The way that we can reduce the price of college for some students is offer ways for students to raise money. Fundraisers, you could also go and just simple things like the GoFundMe over there. We have students who go and basically ask family members, friends, and other people like that for money for their college. And also maybe announcements towards scholarships. Most of the time, students, through their busy days, have to go out and look for these scholarships, when some colleges can just go and announce whenever these certain scholarships are going out. And not just a huge giant array, but try and make them a little bit more specific towards students. We have some who are in the medical field, in computer engineering. We have some who are going into more artistic careers. Make them a little bit more specific towards the student, so it's not as difficult to find these scholarships.
I think the government should create a process of evaluation and see who's really working hard and is smart enough to go to college, and based on meritocracy.
I don't know. I come from, I don't know, I really don't know. I come from a country where education has always been managed by the state and it's always been free. So for college to cost money and all these institutions to require a lot of funding, it's all over my head, really. I know there are ways to work around it, but I don't know, man. College, get you bursars, whatever. Just go, get money. We need people. We need smart people in the future.
To me, the most obvious way is to socialize it. I'm not talking about communism. I'm talking about socialism, and I'm not talking about a whole government having to be a socialized government. But a lot of countries have socialized medicine, so that everybody can go to a doctor without having to panic or just have their only insurance plan be going to an emergency room because hospitals have to accept them. Instead, they can get good medical care. And to me, if you think education is as important as medical care, then I think it ought to be the job of the government that we all pay taxes to anyway, to make sure that a person who wants university or college experience has an opportunity to try. I'm not saying it guarantees success, that they'll be able to do it. I'm saying they ought to have an opportunity to be there and to make it a part of their life. Because they don't even know for sure if they're going to want to do it until you have some of that experience. You don't know what you can do. But yes, I think there's an answer. I think the answer is obvious, and that's to make it free. The same way you would medicine. I have a friend who was in Italy and got sick, and he had to go to the hospital, and they treated him, and he got well, and he got ready to pay, and they said, "Oh, you don't have to pay, you're in Italy." You know, and I'm thinking, wow, that's great. What if it had been going to school?
Individual, yes, I would most definitely like for everybody to have a chance, a free chance to go to college and just get a degree.
Do you think that a main focus of college experience should be exposure to an appreciation of different views and cultures?
Well, I myself am an international student, and when I moved here, I noticed that when I told people where I was from, some knew, but many didn't know, and many didn't know the problems that other countries face or things that are culturally different. And yes, I do believe the colleges should help broaden cultural views, because we're all very different, we're all special in our own way, and the more, if we understand each other's culture, we tend to be more acceptance. There would be less prejudice against people, and our world could advance more.
Yeah, the world is way too small. We live in a multicultural world, and it ought to be. That's the way it ought to be. And we need to appreciate each other, because what people find out when they really get together is that we're a lot more alike than we are different.
I'd say that the universities should try and promote learning more cultures. I've gone through my life, I've gone through a couple different countries learning their cultures. I was in Germany, Italy, and I loved learning about it. Some of the things that they have over there compared to over here is just mind-boggling. And it should be a common thing for the United States to actually go and learn about other cultures. Because if we're all in this one mindset of the United States is the only thing that I know, then how can we grow from that?